According to ALS News Today, the average life expectancy of someone with ALS is 2 to 5 years after diagnosis, and only 5% of ALS patients live for 20 or more years after their diagnosis. Stephen Hawking is an example of that 5%. On his website, it said that he had 2 years to live when he was 21. He ended up living 55 more years and died at the age of 76 in 2018. Stephen Hawking said that however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. I found this quote on brainyquote.com, and I find it so interesting because by most of our standards, Hawking lived a very difficult life, but he was an example that we can all succeed. Today I will be talking about some of Stephen Hawking's biggest accomplishments and show how despite having ALS, he was able to thrive in many facets of life. First, I'll show his impact on science, and then I'll show how he raised awareness about ALS. First, Hawking made many advances in science and math, discovering new things never thought possible prior to the 20th century. Luke Maston, an internet researcher who focuses on science, said that Hawking always wanted to understand the hows and the whys of the universe. For example, in 1970, Hawking used the mathematical model from Einstein's general theory of relativity to prove his first singularity theory. This helped to show more about space and time, the Big Bang, and black holes. It also paved way for research of theoretical physics and quantum mechanics after that. Hawking also united general relativity and quantum theory to form the theory of quantum gravity. And this allowed for the explanation of the Big Bang, which many thought would never be possible. In addition, Hawking became a world-renowned author with his publication, A Brief History of Time. This basically condensed really complicated scientific theories into everyday language that we could all understand. According to Hawking's website, it was on the UK best-selling list for over 4.5 years. It was translated into over 40 languages, and over 20 million copies were sold. This also earned him the title Master of the Universe from Newsweek. In addition to educating the public about science and math, Hawking raised awareness about ALS. By living for more than 50 years with ALS, Hawking was able to inspire so many disabled people. From Mashable, they say that he worked with scientists regarding ALS and regarding assistive technologies that allow people to live a somewhat normal life. With his over 50 years of living with ALS, Hawking was able to refine technologies for people like him, and he worked with Intel to get free communication software for all in 2015. Also, he worked with the Motor Neuron Disease Association, which is a charity in Britain, and the Deputy Director of Care, Steve Bell, said that Hawking did so much to put motor neuron disease on the map. Hawking also had a goal to inspire and help others like him. He did this through things that he wrote and things that he said through his assistive technologies. An example of this is the initial quote that I shared with you guys, showing that anyone can succeed and anyone can follow their dreams. Also on ALStreatment.com, it says, Hawking said, to concentrate on things your disability doesn't prevent you doing, and don't regret the things it interferes with. Don't be disabled in spirit as well as physically. To sum things up, Hawking was able to surpass expectation and succeed with what he did. He increased scientific and mathematical knowledge about the universe and raised awareness about ALS. Hawking wasn't supposed to live past the age of 25, but he ended up living to be 76. And he did so much with that life that he had.